21 Principles of the Art of War by Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's The Art of War is a foundational text on strategy, warfare, and leadership. While the book itself is traditionally divided into 13 chapters, various interpretations have summarized its teachings into principles. Here are 21 key principles drawn from Sun Tzu's work. 1. The importance of strategy. Sun Tzu emphasizes that success in warfare, or any form of competition, depends on strategy, not brute force. A well-thought-out plan allows one to outmaneuver, outthink, and outlast the opponent without unnecessary risk or waste of resources. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: war is won before it begins. Careful planning and preparation determine success before battle even starts. White heavy checkmark: deception is essential. Misleading the enemy creates opportunities for victory. White heavy checkmark: strength alone is not enough. A smaller, well-planned force can defeat a larger, disorganized one. White heavy checkmark: react with intelligence, not impulse. Acting without strategy leads to disaster. Sun Tzu's quote: "The victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory." Modern applications. Small blue diamond business. Companies with clear strategies dominate their markets. Small blue diamond personal life. Strategic career and financial planning lead to long-term success. Small blue diamond sports and competition. Teams with strong game plans often outperform raw talent. 2. Know yourself and your enemy. Sun Tzu emphasizes that true victory comes from deep understanding, both of oneself and of the opponent. Without this knowledge, defeat is inevitable. Key concept. Small blue diamond: self-awareness plus intelligence equals victory. If you, white heavy checkmark, know yourself, but not the enemy, you may win or lose at random. White heavy checkmark: know the enemy, but not yourself, you lack control over your own weaknesses. White heavy checkmark: know both yourself and the enemy, you will be victorious in every battle. Sun Tzu's quote: "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." How to apply this principle. Heavy checkmark: in warfare, study the enemy's strengths, weaknesses, and tactics while being aware of your own capabilities. Heavy checkmark: in business, know your company's strengths and weaknesses and analyze competitor strategies. Heavy checkmark: in personal life, understanding your abilities, limitations, and the challenges ahead leads to success. Heavy checkmark: in sports and competition, great teams scout opponents, anticipate strategies, and adjust accordingly. 3. The power of deception. Sun Tzu teaches that misleading the enemy is one of the most powerful strategies in warfare. By creating illusions and false perceptions, you can control the battlefield without direct confrontation. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. White heavy checkmark: misdirection forces the enemy to make mistakes. White heavy checkmark: confuse, distract, and disrupt enemy plans before striking. Sun Tzu's quote: "All warfare is based on deception." How to use deception in strategy. Small blue diamond: in warfare, fake retreats, misinformation, and ambushes can turn the tide of battle. Small blue diamond: in business, companies use marketing, pricing strategies, and product launches to mislead competitors. Small blue diamond: in sports, athletes and teams use feints, fake plays, and deceptive tactics to outmaneuver opponents. Small blue diamond: in daily life, negotiations, poker, and even social dynamics benefit from controlled deception. Example in history: Crossed Swords Battle of Cannae, 216 BC. Hannibal of Carthage pretended to retreat, luring the larger Roman army into a trap, surrounding and annihilating them. 4. Win without fighting. Sun Tzu teaches that the greatest victory is achieved without engaging in direct conflict. The best generals and leaders secure success through diplomacy, strategy, and psychological warfare, avoiding unnecessary destruction. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: subdue the enemy without battle. Use strategy to make fighting unnecessary. White heavy checkmark: break the enemy's will, not just their army. Victory is about control, not just force. White heavy checkmark: force the enemy to surrender on your terms, through alliances, deception, or economic pressure. Sun Tzu's quote: "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Win through superior positioning, intelligence, and alliances, e.g., Cold War strategies. Small blue diamond in business. Outthink competitors through innovation, market influence, and branding rather than direct competition. Small blue diamond in politics. Strong leadership and diplomacy prevent conflicts before they arise. Small blue diamond in personal life. Resolve conflicts with words, persuasion, and influence rather than aggression. Example in history. Crossed swords the Cold War, 1947 to 1991. The US and the Soviet Union engaged in a global power struggle without direct military confrontation, using economic, political, and ideological strategies instead. 5. Speed and surprise. Sun Tzu teaches that striking swiftly and unexpectedly is a key to overwhelming an opponent. Delays allow the enemy to prepare, while speed creates confusion and forces mistakes. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark, move fast, strike first. Seizing the initiative puts the enemy on the defensive. White heavy checkmark, surprise, disrupts the enemy's plans. Unexpected attacks cause chaos and weaken morale. White heavy checkmark, exploit openings immediately. Hesitation allows the enemy to recover. White heavy checkmark, be unpredictable. If the enemy knows your plans, they can counter them. Sun Tzu's quote. Speed is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unpreparedness. Travel unexpected routes, and strike where he has taken no precautions. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare, blitzkrieg tactics, lightning war. Used by Germany in World War II, overwhelmed opponents. Small blue diamond in business. Startups that innovate quickly dominate slow-moving competitors. Small blue diamond in sports. Fast-paced offenses and sudden counterattacks give an edge over opponents. Small blue diamond in personal life. Acting decisively on opportunities prevents them from slipping away. Example in history. Crossed swords Genghis Khan, 13th century. His Mongol armies used rapid cavalry attacks and unpredictable movements, defeating much larger forces through sheer speed and surprise. 6. Adaptability. Sun Tzu teaches that rigid plans lead to failure, while adaptability allows a leader to respond effectively to changing conditions. Success comes from being flexible and adjusting strategies as needed. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark, be like water. Flow around obstacles and take the shape of circumstances. White heavy checkmark, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. Always be ready to adjust. White heavy checkmark, exploit opportunities as they arise. React quickly to unexpected openings. White heavy checkmark, a rigid army breaks. A flexible one survives. Strength comes from adaptability. Sun Tzu's quote. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Generals who adjust to battlefield conditions win wars, e.g., Napoleon's adaptability. Small blue diamond in business. Companies that pivot, e.g., Netflix moving from DVDs to streaming, stay ahead. Small blue diamond in sports. Teams that adapt their game plan mid-match counter their opponents effectively. Small blue diamond in personal life. Being open to change leads to resilience and long-term success. Example in history. Crossed swords Alexander the Great. Adapted his military tactics to different enemies and terrains, allowing him to conquer vast lands without a single decisive defeat. 7. The art of positioning. Sun Tzu teaches that victory is determined before battle begins by securing the best position, both physically and strategically. Controlling the battlefield forces the enemy into disadvantageous situations while maximizing your own strengths. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark, choose the battlefield. Fight on your terms, not the enemy's. White heavy checkmark, control key positions. High ground, supply routes, and choke points give an advantage. White heavy checkmark, force the enemy into bad terrain. Make them fight uphill in unfavorable conditions or while exhausted. White heavy checkmark, good positioning reduces the need for direct conflict. If the enemy is trapped or outmaneuvered, they may surrender or lose before fighting begins. Sun Tzu's quote. The skillful fighter puts himself beyond the possibility of defeat and then waits for an opportunity to defeat the enemy. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Armies that control high ground, rivers, or strong fortifications have the advantage. Small blue diamond in business. Securing the best market position or branding makes competitors struggle. Small blue diamond in sports. Controlling space on the field forces opponents into weaker positions. Small blue diamond in personal life. Setting up your life, career, finances, habits correctly prevents crises. Example in history. Crossed swords Battle of Austerlitz, 1805. Napoleon tricked the enemy into attacking what looked like a weak position while actually leading them into a trap, securing a decisive victory. 8. Weakness and strength. Sun Tzu teaches that true strategy lies in attacking where the enemy is weak and avoiding their strengths. A skilled general or leader shapes the battlefield to ensure they always fight from a position of advantage. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: do not attack strength head-on. Instead, strike where the enemy is vulnerable. White heavy checkmark: force the enemy to react. Control the battle by making the opponent defend their weaknesses. White heavy checkmark: appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Deception creates opportunities. White heavy checkmark: use flexibility and creativity. Strength is not just about numbers. Intelligence and adaptability win battles. Sun Tzu's quote: an army may march great distances without distress if it marches through country where the enemy is not. How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. Guerrilla tactics, flanking maneuvers, and surprise attacks exploit enemy weaknesses. Small blue diamond in business. Small companies compete by innovating where large corporations are slow or inefficient. Small blue diamond in sports. Athletes target opponents' weak spots, e.g., attacking a tired defender in soccer. Small blue diamond in personal life. Focus on your unique strengths rather than competing where others dominate. Example in history. Crossed swords Battle of Agincourt, 1415. The English, outnumbered, used longbows to strike at the poorly armored French knights, winning a decisive victory despite their small numbers. 9. Timing is key. Sun Tzu teaches that acting at the right moment is often more important than raw strength. Striking too early or too late can lead to failure, but a well-timed move ensures success with minimal effort. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: do not rush into battle. Wait until conditions are in your favor. White heavy checkmark: strike when the enemy is unprepared. Timing can turn a weak force into a strong one. White heavy checkmark: patience and observation win battles. Know when to hold back and when to act. White heavy checkmark: seize fleeting opportunities. Hesitation can cost victory. Sun Tzu's quote: he will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. A well-timed ambush or counterattack can decide the outcome. Small blue diamond in business. Entering a market at the right moment, e.g., launching a product before competitors, leads to dominance. Small blue diamond in sports. Athletes time their movements, e.g., a boxer landing a counterpunch at the perfect moment. Small blue diamond in personal life. Making career moves, investments, or major decisions at the right time maximizes success. Example in history. Crossed swords D-Day, 1944. The Allies waited for the right weather conditions and German weaknesses before launching the Normandy invasion, leading to a decisive victory. 10. Leadership and discipline. Sun Tzu teaches that a well-led and disciplined army is far superior to a larger, disorganized force. Strong leadership inspires loyalty, ensures unity, and enforces discipline, leading to victory even against greater odds. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: a leader's character determines success. Wisdom, courage, and decisiveness are essential. White heavy checkmark: discipline creates order. An undisciplined army or team will crumble under pressure. White heavy checkmark: respect and fear must be balanced. Soldiers or employees should trust their leader but also respect authority. White heavy checkmark: a leader must lead by example. Authority is earned through action, not just words. Sun Tzu's quote: when one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. Great generals, e.g., Julius Caesar, Napoleon, inspired loyalty and maintained strict discipline. Small blue diamond in business. Strong leaders create a productive, motivated, and well-organized workforce. Small blue diamond in sports. Coaches who balance strict training with team morale build championship-winning teams. Small blue diamond in personal life. Self-discipline and strong leadership skills improve career and personal success. Example in history. Crossed swords Genghis Khan united scattered Mongol tribes through strict discipline and strategic leadership, transforming them into an unstoppable force. 11. Morale and motivation. Sun Tzu teaches that the will to fight is just as important as strength and strategy. An army, or team, with high morale can defeat a larger, stronger opponent whose spirit is weak. A great leader keeps their people motivated and confident, even in difficult situations. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark morale determines success. A motivated force fights harder and endures longer. White heavy checkmark fear and doubt lead to defeat. A demoralized army collapses before the battle begins. White heavy checkmark a leader must inspire confidence. Soldiers, or employees, must believe in their leader and cause. White heavy checkmark small victories boost morale. Building momentum keeps motivation high. Sun Tzu's quote, "When the officers are too strong and the common soldiers too weak, the result is collapse. When the officers are too weak and the soldiers too strong, the result is insubordination." How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. Armies with high morale, e.g., Spartans at Thermopylae, can hold off much larger forces. Small blue diamond in business. Motivated employees are more productive and loyal, leading to long-term success. Small blue diamond in sports. Teams with strong morale can make comebacks even when behind. Small blue diamond in personal life. Staying motivated and surrounding yourself with positive influences leads to success. Example in history. Crossed swords the Battle of Hastings, 1066. William the Conqueror kept his troops motivated despite setbacks, while the English lost morale, leading to Norman victory. 12. The economy of warfare. Sun Tzu teaches that war is expensive, and a prolonged conflict drains resources, weakens morale, and increases the risk of failure. A wise leader wins efficiently, using the least amount of resources necessary while avoiding unnecessary costs. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark war should be swift. Long wars exhaust an army and the state. White heavy checkmark resources must be managed wisely. Supplies, manpower, and time should not be wasted. White heavy checkmark victory with minimal cost is the goal. A great leader wins without unnecessary destruction. White heavy checkmark use the enemy's resources. Capture supplies rather than relying only on your own. Sun Tzu's quote, "When you lay siege to a walled city, you must know that it will exhaust your strength." The skillful warrior avoids unnecessary battles. How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. Armies that stretch their supply lines too far, e.g., Napoleon's invasion of Russia, often collapse. Small blue diamond in business. Companies that waste resources fail, while lean, efficient businesses thrive. Small blue diamond in sports. Teams that conserve energy and use efficient tactics outperform reckless opponents. Small blue diamond in personal life. Managing finances, energy, and time wisely leads to long-term success. Example in history. Crossed swords the Mongol conquests. Genghis Khan avoided long sieges by using deception, mobility, and psychological warfare to force cities to surrender, saving resources. 13. Spies and intelligence. Sun Tzu teaches that knowledge is power, and the best way to gain an advantage is through intelligence gathering. A leader who relies on accurate information can predict the enemy's moves, exploit weaknesses, and avoid costly mistakes. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark know the enemy's plans. Intelligence gives you the ability to anticipate and counter their moves. White heavy checkmark deception works both ways. Just as you gather intelligence, spread misinformation to mislead the enemy. White heavy checkmark different types of spies. Use insiders, double agents, and informants to collect valuable information. White heavy checkmark wars are won with information, not just weapons. A well-informed leader can avoid unnecessary battles. Sun Tzu's quote, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare, spies, reconnaissance, and intercepted messages shape battle strategies. Small blue diamond in business. Market research and competitor analysis help companies stay ahead. Small blue diamond in sports. Teams study opponents' tactics to develop counter-strategies. Small blue diamond in personal life. Gathering information before making big decisions reduces risks. Example in history. Crossed swords World War II. The Allied code breakers. The British cracked the German Enigma code, allowing them to predict enemy movements and turn the tide of the war. 14. Divide and conquer. Sun Tzu teaches that breaking the enemy's unity is one of the most effective ways to weaken and defeat them. Instead of facing a strong, unified force, a wise strategist creates division and turns enemies against each other. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark exploit internal conflicts, stir distrust, and weaken alliances. White heavy checkmark isolate key leaders or factions. Cutting off strong leadership disrupts enemy coordination. White heavy checkmark keep your own forces united. A divided army is easily defeated. White heavy checkmark make the enemy fight themselves. Psychological and political warfare are as powerful as direct battle. Sun Tzu's quote, "When the enemy is united, divide them." How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Turning factions against each other weakens the opposition, e.g., using local rivalries. Small blue diamond in business. Competitors who fight among themselves leave room for your success. Small blue diamond in politics. Leaders maintain power by dividing opposition groups. Small blue diamond in personal life. Handling conflicts wisely prevents division in teams, families, or organizations. Example in history. Crossed swords the Roman Empire. The Romans often used divide and conquer by playing rival tribes against each other, making conquest easier. 15. The element of chaos. Sun Tzu teaches that chaos and uncertainty can be powerful weapons when used correctly. A skilled strategist thrives in disorder while ensuring their own forces remain disciplined and in control. Creating confusion in the enemy's ranks leads to mistakes and opens opportunities for victory. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark chaos weakens the enemy. Confusion leads to fear, poor decisions, and internal conflict. White heavy checkmark stay calm in disorder. A leader who can control their forces amid chaos gains the upper hand. White heavy checkmark use unpredictability to your advantage. Keep the enemy guessing to disrupt their plans. White heavy checkmark force the enemy into panic. A frightened, disorganized force is easy to defeat. Sun Tzu's quote, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Surprise attacks, rapid movements, and misinformation disrupt enemy strategy. Small blue diamond in business. Market shifts and economic crises create chances for adaptable companies to rise. Small blue diamond in sports. Fast-paced, unpredictable plays throw off opponents. Small blue diamond in personal life. Staying calm and decisive in unpredictable situations leads to success. Example in history. Crossed swords Genghis Khan's psychological warfare. The Mongols spread fear and chaos with deceptive tactics, causing entire cities to surrender without a fight. 16. The use of terrain. Sun Tzu teaches that understanding and using the terrain to your advantage is essential for victory. The battlefield itself can be a weapon if used wisely. A skilled commander positions their forces in favorable locations while forcing the enemy into disadvantageous ground. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark fight on favorable ground. Use hills, rivers, forests, or fortifications to your advantage. White heavy checkmark force the enemy into difficult terrain. Make them fight uphill, in swamps, or with limited mobility. White heavy checkmark adapt to the environment. Modify strategies based on the battlefield conditions. White heavy checkmark control key locations. Holding high ground, bridges, or supply routes ensures dominance. Sun Tzu's quote, "The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him." How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Armies that master the terrain, e.g., guerrilla fighters in jungles, have an edge. Small blue diamond in business. Understanding the competitive landscape helps companies position themselves for success. Small blue diamond in sports. Teams that adjust to field conditions or opponent weaknesses gain an advantage. Small blue diamond in personal life. Recognizing environmental factors, economic, social, or market conditions, helps in decision-making. Example in history. Crossed swords the Battle of Thermopylae for 80 BC. The Spartans used the narrow pass to neutralize the Persian army's numerical advantage, holding them off for days. 17. Psychological warfare. Sun Tzu teaches that victory is often won in the mind before the battle even begins. A skilled strategist weakens the enemy's resolve through fear, deception, and manipulation, making them easier to defeat without direct conflict. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark break the enemy's will to fight. Fear, doubt, and confusion lead to surrender or mistakes. White heavy checkmark deception creates psychological pressure. Make the enemy believe they are outmatched. White heavy checkmark control the narrative. Shape perception through propaganda and misinformation. White heavy checkmark confidence and morale win battles. A fearless army can defeat a stronger but uncertain opponent. Sun Tzu's quote. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Use misinformation, intimidation, and psychological operations to weaken the enemy. Small blue diamond in business. Branding, marketing, and competitor mind games shape public perception. Small blue diamond in sports. Trash talk, intimidation, and confidence impact performance. Small blue diamond in personal life. Controlling how others perceive you can influence negotiations and relationships. Example in history. Crossed swords Genghis Khan's fear tactics. The Mongols spread terrifying stories of their brutality, causing cities to surrender without resistance. 18. Avoid prolonged conflict. Sun Tzu teaches that war should be swift and decisive. Dragging out a conflict drains resources, weakens morale, and increases the chances of failure. A skilled strategist seeks quick victories and avoids unnecessary battles. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark wars are costly. Long conflicts exhaust manpower, supplies, and finances. White heavy checkmark a swift victory is the best victory. The longer a fight continues, the more unpredictable it becomes. White heavy checkmark strike decisively when the time is right. Do not hesitate when an opportunity for victory appears. White heavy checkmark avoid battles that don't serve a purpose. Fighting for pride or revenge weakens long-term strategy. Sun Tzu's quote. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare. Prolonged wars, e.g., Vietnam, Afghanistan, often lead to exhaustion and failure. Small blue diamond in business. Endless price wars or lawsuits drain companies instead of strengthening them. Small blue diamond in sports. A team that conserves energy and strikes efficiently outlasts opponents. Small blue diamond in personal life. Avoid unnecessary conflicts that drain time, money, and mental energy. Example in history. Crossed swords blitzkrieg, World War II. Germany's rapid, overwhelming attacks aim to end conflicts quickly, preventing prolonged resistance. 19. Flexibility in command. Sun Tzu teaches that rigid plans lead to failure, while adaptability ensures success. A great leader adjusts strategies based on changing conditions, making quick and effective decisions in unpredictable situations. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark no plan survives first contact with the enemy. Be prepared to change course as needed. White heavy checkmark flexibility allows for innovation. A leader must think on their feet and adapt. White heavy checkmark avoid predictable patterns. If the enemy knows your strategy, they can counter it. White heavy checkmark learn from failure, adjust, and improve. 20. The value of retreat. Sun Tzu teaches that retreating is not always defeat. It can be a strategic move that leads to ultimate victory. A wise leader knows when to withdraw, regroup, and strike later under better conditions. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark a well-timed retreat saves strength. Avoid unnecessary losses and live to fight another day. White heavy checkmark regroup and counterattack. Retreating allows time to plan a stronger response. White heavy checkmark lure the enemy into a trap. A false retreat can be a powerful deception tactic. White heavy checkmark pride leads to destruction. Never fight a losing battle just to avoid appearing weak. Sun Tzu's quote. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. How to apply this principle. Small blue diamond in warfare, tactical retreats, e.g., the Russians against Napoleon, wear down the enemy. Small blue diamond in business. Companies that exit failing markets early can invest resources elsewhere. Small blue diamond in sports. Defenders fall back before launching a counterattack. Small blue diamond in personal life. Walking away from toxic situations or bad investments preserves long-term success. Example in history. Crossed swords Moscow, 1812. The Russians retreated, drawing Napoleon's army deep into their territory, where winter and supply shortages led to his downfall. 21. Ultimate victory is peace. Sun Tzu teaches that the highest form of victory is achieving peace without unnecessary destruction. The goal of war is not endless fighting, but creating a stable and lasting resolution that benefits the victor. A wise leader seeks long-term security, not just short-term triumphs. Key concepts. White heavy checkmark: winning without war is the greatest victory. Diplomacy and strategy can achieve what battle cannot. White heavy checkmark: a destructive victory is a failure. Leaving a nation in ruins invites future conflicts. White heavy checkmark: peace brings lasting power. Stability ensures continued prosperity. White heavy checkmark: a true leader seeks harmony. The best rulers unite people rather than ruling through fear. Sun Tzu's quote: "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." How to apply this principle? Small blue diamond in warfare. Wise leaders use diplomacy to secure peace after victory, e.g., the Marshall Plan after World War II. Small blue diamond in business. Sustainable success comes from cooperation and fair competition, not endless rivalries. Small blue diamond in sports. True champions win with respect and integrity, not just brute force. Small blue diamond in personal life. Resolving conflicts peacefully leads to stronger relationships and long-term happiness. Example in history. Crossed swords: the Pax Romana, 27 BC, 180 AD. Rome's greatest period of peace and prosperity came after securing stability through strategy, not constant war. These principles remain relevant in modern warfare, business, and leadership.